Hello fabulous people, and welcome back to Create with Gigi. So today we're going to be drafting our classic trouser block. In case you haven't been following our pattern drafting series, you can do that by just checking out our playlist, and you have everything sorted out there for you. So these are the measurements you're going to need, and let us begin as usual. um, we'll start by drawing a vertical line, an horizontal line across the paper, across your pattern paper from one end to the other as usual. And then you draw another vertical line right about the center of this line you first made. And you just draw a vertical line all the way down your pattern paper. Just keep going down. Okay, once we have this, we begin by marking the very first point of intersection as 0, and then we go from 0 to 1 as our body rise measurement, and you square this across. If you're wondering how to get your body rise measurement, just go back to our body measurement video and check it out. And so we're going to go from 0 to 0.2, which is our waist to our hip measurement, and you square that just across. Just square it across. Our next measurement will be our waist to floor measurement, which is from 0.0, and you go all the way down the pattern paper to your desired length, your trouser length. That's from your waist to your ankle measurement, and then you mark that out and you square it across both ways. So now we're going to get our knee measurement. That's the very next thing we're doing. To get that, you go from 0.1 to 0.3 and you mark the middle of that measurement. That's half of the measurement from 1 to 3, and then you score it across, and then you get your knee point. That's where your knee is, your knee line. So I'm going to go into drafting properly. So to do that, 1 to 5 is 1/12 of our hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeters. To get 1/12, you just say 1 divided by 12 times your hip measurement, and you add 1.5 centimeters. You square it all the way up to make line 6 and line 0.7. That's 0.7 right there. So from 0.6, you go all the way to 0.8. That's 1/4 of the hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeter. And then from line 5, you make line 0.9, which is 1/16 of the hip measurement plus 0.5 centimeters. Then from 0.7, which we made earlier on, you go inwards and measure 1 centimeter, and that will make it 0.10. So what we are going to do now is to make a curved line from 0.10 going through 0.6 and meeting 0.9, and that will give us our crotch line. That will give us our crotch line. So from 0.10 you made, we're going to get 0.11, which is 1/4 of the waist measurement plus 2.25 centimeters. And then we'll move on to making a dart line, which is 2 centimeter wide and 10 centimeter long. So from that line 0, you just do as I am doing in the video. Just make a dart on line 0. So from 3 to 12 is half bottom width minus 0.5 centimeters. And then we're going to go from the knee point 4 to 13, which is measurements of 3 to 12 plus 1.5 centimeter. That's the measurement of what we just did at the bottom plus 1.5 centimeters. So now we're going to go from point 14 to 3, which is the measurement of 3 to 12 plus 1.5 So now we're going to go from point 15 to 4, which is the same measurement of from point 4 to 13, which is the same measurement as we did on the other side. Just measure it and do the same thing. And then we rule from point 9 to point 15, and that's from to point 15 on the knee, and to point 14 on the ankle. And then we go to the other side from point 12 to 13. We rule it and join them together also. And then we go up and we also join point 11 to 8 and 8 to 13. So we're basically just joining all our points together now to give it that shape of the trousers. If you don't have a very long ruler like myself, you can use your tape measure, your tape rule. So the line 9 to 15, we're going to curve it inwards by 0.5 centimeters. Unfortunately, my French curve was not really up to the job because it wasn't long enough, but if you're opportune, you should get a really longer ruler to do this job for you. Preferably a hip curve. So now we're done with the back, and now we have to move to the front. So from point 5 we get point 16, which is 1/4 measurement of point 125, and we square this all the way up just like we did for the front the first time we did it. You square all the way up, and then you make point 17 and point 18 on those lines. So from point 16 to 19 is half the measurement from point 16 to 18, and you just mark that and leave that there. So from point 18 you move to inwards 2 centimeter, and you move upwards another 2 centimeter, and you mark that point 21. And then from point 21 to 22 is 1/4 of the waist measurement plus 4.25 centimeters. We added a bit of allowance there, a bit of ease, which we're going to take away in our dart. And from point 9 to 23 is half of 9 to 5. And then we drop down this point by 0.5 centimeter. So from point 16 we're going to make a 4.5 centimeter line. This will enable us to create a very nice curve to join all 3 points. That's from point 21, point 19 and point 24. We join it with the curve and we make our back crotch line. So now we're going to create our back hip line, which is 1/4 of our hip plus 1.5 centimeter. We're going to start that measurement from point 17 and measure it outwards. We mark that line, that point 25. Then we'll go down to our ankle line, and from point 12 to 26 is just 1 centimeter. You just add 1 centimeter on this side. Then you go to your knee line and do the same thing, add another 1 centimeter. You go to the other side of your pattern and you do the same thing. But first of all, we're going to draw out these lines to give us that shape, our side seam for the back. So you're just going to add all the lines together, from the waist to the hip to the knee and then to the ankle. So we'll do the same thing for the other side, like I said earlier. Basically, we just add all the lines together. And for that line, we're still going to go outwards 0.5 centimeter and curve it. I would advise you to buy a very long hip curve ruler. After making this video, I had to order one, but I wish I did that before this video. So now we're going to create our darts to take away that extra ease we put in earlier on, that 4.25 centimeter. So that line 21 to 22, we're going to divide it into 3 equal parts, and then you go down that line 10 centimeter. From that point you go down the 2 points 10 centimeters, and then you make a 2 centimeter dart on each of those lines. There's 1 centimeter on each side of the dart leg, and by the time you're done with that, you'll be done with the construction of your classic tailored trouser block, and you can pat yourself on the back. Congratulations, you did it. So you can make sure you label your block pattern, your waistline, hip line, your crotch line, your knee line, and your hem or your ankle. Then you put in your notches. Don't forget to notch your pattern so you can know exactly where the patterns fit accurately when you want to sew. You can put your notches now, or you can put them when you have your design pattern. So right now I'm just going to trace out these patterns because I want them to be in separate pieces, to be 2 separate pieces. You can also go down and shape in the bottom of your trouser. I decided not to shape in it. I decided to just leave it straight like that. But most times a lot of people curve the back part of the trousers, the hem of the back part of the trousers, and they leave the front part straight. But I decided to leave mine like that. You can decide to do whatever you want with yours. So I'm just tracing out my pattern, the back and the front. I really sped up the video because I didn't want it to be long and boring. You can see my tracing mat is very tiny. I'm going to upgrade it very. So at this point, I would like to remind you to like my video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and also share my videos so that I can be a bit encouraged and continue to do more and give you more content as time goes on. You should definitely subscribe and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on our videos moving forward. Since if you really want to learn how to sew professionally, you should definitely smash the like button and the subscribe button. So I hope to see you in my next video, so enjoy.